Hey everybody and welcome to the next episode of Betrayal at the Mountains of Madness. We are on Scenario 6, I think? Scenario 6. City of the Elder Things. It's a two-parter. We are an experience between the two, however many mechanics, rules, and themes are shared between the two parts, including the scenario reference card. You're deep beneath the surface of Antarctica, somewhere on the other side of the continent from where your ship landed. Atu, a changeling wearing the face of the missing Dr. Klaus Falcon, attends to the members of your expedition, healing wounds where permitted. We are deep beneath the city of the stagnant ones, the ones you call elder things, says Atu. This was once the territory of my people, the fluid ones, as was this whole continent. These warm tunnels were our most treasured region, but long before I was born, perhaps 150 nights ago, they became quiet and cold. That was when, suddenly he looks up. Alert. Beyond the crashed and broken stone platforms that block the tunnel, one of the flying elemental creatures that dwell within the power crystals has taken to the air once more. As you watch the whirling arc of its flight, a tenebrous black shape reaches up and engulfs the elemental, extinguishing it. A cyst of darkness, Atu says. It grows fat on the fire and flesh of the wreckage. We must leave. A long, pitch-dark tentacle snakes its way over to the stone platform, followed by another. The tunnel in the opposite direction is shrouded in darkness, but open. You run. Alright, so we've done our setup. We have to add some people from our party. Okay. I feel like we're going to want Rita Young for this scenario. And I feel like also Kate Winthrop's going to be pretty banger in this scenario. Just because they can help us with these evasion tests we're going to have to make. Because if you haven't seen the board yet, there's a lot of guys on the board. And they're huge. But let's read our act and agenda, shall we? Let's start there. The cysts of darkness first appeared when the tunnels became cold, says Atu. They were silent and still then merely pebbles. 2 nights ago, something changed. The machinery of the stagnant ones reactivated and the scorched air returned. The heat animated the cysts and they pushed my people up towards the surface. The darkness rules here now and it is not safe for any of them. Hint, try to complete Act 1 before this agenda resolves. Okay. You know, Tasty Toast, you're going to be... I've already have a video coming out on the end of the month that I have like the ultimate clickbait title for that you're going to actually like. So, buckle up. In the heyday of the fluid ones, the Protean court stood at the center of our lands. Now it lies at the very edge of the cold tunnels which are still ours. Without the blessing of my lord, my people will consider you intruders, so be wary. After you remove the last clue from a location, investigators spend player clues as a group. Draw the top palimpsest card and flip it. When the round ends, if the remaining investigators at the Protean court advance. Dice Gods, how did you know my title? How did you already crack my clickbait title? Now I gotta pay you. Because it's like you've said it. You have the copyright for that title. Alright, we're at the crash site. After in this location, reveal each connecting location. Each location is connected to each orthogonally adjacent location, north, south, east, west. Okay. Choo-choo. I got a little Squirtle. Damn next, how's it going? Alright, so we have the monolith. When you enter this location, test spraying 3. For each point you fail by, take 1 horror. After you have this location, reveal each connecting location. I hereby release any copyrights to that title to PPG. Thank you, Dice Gods. Thanks you. It needs to be a shock, Justin. Thanks in the thumbnail, too. You know, we probably would get more viewership that way, but it always feels dirty. We have tried to put people in the thumbnails before because the YouTube algorithm likes it when people are in the thumbnails. But it's just so hard. It's just so hard to keep finding pictures where we go, Gah? Rita's OP? Gah? Alright. Over here we have the vast cavern. Test foot 3. If you succeed, discard 1 obstacle from this location. If all obstacles have been removed, reveal each connecting location. Yeah, this one doesn't spawn the clue tokens in. I will get there, but thank you, Tresbillion. I'm still just kind of looking at all these enemies we got. We got a pretty big board state coming up here. Okay. So, we can use this rival to our advantage. That's kind of the goal here, right? We want these things to fight each other so we can get by. We want to use the rival keyword to our advantage to get away. Joe, you're going to take a bunch of horror, just so you know. I'm so sorry, buddy. Not a great sign that we have such lag. Is the campaign the same basis as Edge of the Earth? Yeah, it's pretty much like the same, based on the same Lovecraft story. Why is my bitrate so high? Yeah, based on the same Lovecraft story, but actually I believe was designed before even, like it was in the creation before even Edge of the Earth was announced. This hand's like both good and absolute garbage at the exact same time. It's very rare you see one of those. That's a good draw. It's an even better draw. Okay. So we can burn the resourcefuls because, like, we don't need them. We're looking for, like, ice picks, right? Honestly, I'll keep the unrelenting because that can draw into more ice picks. I'm going to call that an ice pick because that is legitimately what it is. Alright, so we start with the special ally, Atu ibn Sotot. 3 insights. As an action, as a lightning bolt, I can spend 2 insights to exhaust this asset and choose your location or a location it connects to. Treat that location as blank until the end of the round. Reveal each location connected to that location. Spend 1 insight and exhaust this asset. Parlay, automatically evade a Shoggoth at your location. I haven't mulliganed here because I would have gotten rid of like pretty much all of these because we don't have time. We're looking for some soak. Because Joe's gonna need it. That's soak. Okay. Why is my encoding so freaking high right now? This is wild. We need a new computer. Or we need to add some more, like, whatever adds more to the computer. I don't know computers. I am computer illiterate. Like, I know how to work computers very well, but like when it comes to building computers, I know legitimately nothing. I know less than nothing. Alright, so we got a bunch of stuff out here. We have the Star Chamber Hypotherminator. When this deals damage to a Stygian enemy, remove that many horror tokens from it. And then we got this guy, who's huge. He's huge. After you attack this enemy with a basic fight action, melee or creature card, take 1 damage. We ain't fighting this guy. We got this guy up here. We've seen this guy before, the Tunnel Dweller. When this enemy deals damage, place 1 horror on it, and it has +1 health for each horror on it. Then we got these lampreys. Oh my god, this thing's also coming, huh? What the frick? There's so much on the board right now. Alright, these lampreys. When this enemy takes damage, the investigator it is engaged with takes the same amount of damage. And then we got these 2 guys. Alright, let's go remind ourselves of the... Seeing you play Joe makes me want to play him too. Honestly, Joe is becoming one of my favorite investigators. He is very fun to play. Alright, let's look at Rival again. Okay. 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 Let's see what our hunch is. Oh, that's a nice starting hunch. Okay. So we want Ashcan to go first, because he's going to be the way we deal with this thing. So we're going to throw down the ice pick. It's fast. Then we're going to move into this location. This guy engages us. He is massive, but we're going to spend an insight and parlay to automatically evade this Shoggoth. When enemies move with Hunter, do you choose the order they move in? Hunter enemies move. I choose the order they move in, right? There's no set order. That comes onto the players, because that's going to be... Yeah, we get to choose. Okay. That's very important. All right. Second action, we're going to do... Oh, sorry, I have to reveal connecting locations. Oh, and I have to do this brain test. We have 4 to 3 here. 4 to 3. Oh my god, we're totally A-okay. All right, then we reveal connecting locations. So we reveal this one. Trapped corridor. When you enter this location, test foot 3. For each point you fail by, take 1 damage. And after you enter this location, reveal each connecting location. So I'm just going to say right now, my apologies to you, Mr. Joe Diamond. This is going to be a really rough scenario for you. And then we reveal this one. When you discover clues in this location, even if there are no clues, instead of discovering those clues, instead discard that many obstacles from this location. If all obstacles have been removed, reveal each connecting location. Investigators cannot enter this location. All right, so that's why the obstacles are in play. That's what I figured, but we did get there, luckily on our own. We just have to get there, huh? Okay. So for my second action, I'm just going to move into this location. And then we're going to test foot 3. We're testing at 3 to 3. We will take 1 damage. You don't take damage? You're a man! I mean, technically you're a Shoggoth, but you're essentially a man. Alright, and then we reveal each connecting location. We reveal you. Take 1 fire damage, discard 1 obstacle from this location. If all obstacles have been removed, we reveal each connecting location. So we actually do not want to go up there because this guy we want to bring down on this way. 1, 2, 3. And then we reveal this one, so I have to get the clues for this location. After this location, reveal each connecting location. When you leave this location, test foot 3. If you fail, fist 3. If you fail, cancel the move. That's pretty tough. That's a pretty tough situation. But as I said, no, we actually can move up here. The fire damage is really rough, though. But there are clues at this location. So, like, we can still take advantage of it. If, like, we had a Lucky or a Jacob Morrison in play, I think this one would be very doable. Okay. Okay. So, yeah, we're going to... we're going to take some fire damage. We're going to Duke into this location. We're then going to investigate at 4 to 2. I'm going to commit an Unrelenting. Sorry, I also have to spend a resource. I'm going to commit an Unrelenting and seal +1, 0, 0 to draw 2 cards. Those are some of the best draws I've ever seen in my life. So now we're at 5 to 2. We can go 6 to 2 here. -4. Sweet. We'll grab a clue. Okay. Joe is going to go 1. He's going to do a 2 to 3 test. Yeah, just what we expected. Oh, you know what? We're actually going to draw 3 cards while we're here, too. All right, then we're going to move into here. We're doing a 2 to 3 test. We'll choose this test automatically fails. Like, this is just what we expected for Joe here. Then Joe's going to move into this location. And, like, that's my turn. We can fast this out because it gives us a bit of soak. And we just hope we don't take damage, but we could take damage. But we won't take damage. We're going to be A-okay, chat. I have no concerns about any of this. We are probably going to light, like, Kate Winthrop on fire. Okay. Enemy phase. This guy is a rival of Star Chamber. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can actually move. Jack Strasky, thanks so much for the follow. Welcome to the goddamn table. It's a pleasure to have you. So rival, they can hunt towards them, right? Nice. So we actually can move this guy down here. This guy will eventually become a problem for us, but we don't need to worry about that right now. This guy moves to a non-Stygian... Sorry, so we want to move this guy first. He moves here. So then... While an enemy with the rival keyword is at a location with one of its unengaged adversaries, the rival has aloof. No, sorry, we still want to actually, we wanted to do it like this. This is the way we want to do this. No, because this guy can move here, and we don't want him to move here. We want these two to fight if we can make that work. I mean, I think regardless, this one goes here, and then this guy goes here. This is like the stuff that's set in stone. And then these guys, like, they're all going to fight, and they're going to have a great freaking time doing it. So then 1 second. While an adversary is at a location with one of its unengaged rivals, the adversary has aloof. So these dudes all just kind of do their thing. I think this guy, by the rules of Hunter, by the rules of Rival... No, it would work that way. We want this guy not to go here. Like, in a perfect world, we want to go zip. We want to go around this guy. We want to go around the lamprey. So I think we actually do have these guys fight. Okay. Everyone's dealing damage. They're all fighting. Okay, so this guy takes 2 damage. This guy takes 1 damage. When this guy attacks, he gets +1 horror. He's getting big. They're going to be fighting literally until the end of time. We might need to kill this lamprey. Alright, these guys fight. So this guy takes 2 damage. This guy takes 1 damage. Hey, this is like the fight that's happening over there, just slightly different. Okay. This guy deals 2 damage to this guy. Oh no. This guy's dead. You poor thing. Okay. Okay. And then these guys just hang out here. We go to upkeep. 2 Jacob Morrisons. You shouldn't have. Christmas comes early. We are at 1 of 10. We're killing it. We're killing it. Let us see what we have here. When your turn ends, take 1 horror. Action, discard this card. Alright, we're probably doing that. Over here. Attach this card to the closest location with clues and without a copy of this card attached. That happens to be, we can do this location. Alright, let's see what our hunch is. Is it soak? No. It is not soak. Zing Bob Co. Oh. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the goddamn table. It's a pleasure to have you. Alright, so we're going to have Ashcan play Jacob. We are going to investigate this location. We have 4, 5 to 2. Sweet. So we grab this. Sorry, that cost me a resource. We did have that. I did factor that into the equation. I just forgot. And then, after you remove the last clue from a location, investigators spend player clues as a group to draw the top palimpsest card and flip it. Let's go. Sayonara. Sorry, am I supposed to shuffle those? Let me just see if I'm supposed to shuffle those. Thanks. First time tuning into a live stream? Well, I'm happy to have you. I always love it when people come by for the first time and I get to see that first time chat from viewer. Welcome. Enjoy. Grab a drink. Nah, there's an order. Into an ordered deck. Okay. In many places in the tunnels, the fantastically detailed murals of the alien civilization have been carved over in another, much cruder style. Simple lines and dots cover the panels as well as the areas that show a kind of textured stippling, as if burned with acid. The story of my people is written on these walls, comments Atu. If you have time to spare, I can translate them for you. Perhaps they look simple to your eyes, but they are meant to be read by touch and not by sight. In the beginning there was the divine Azathoth. Hey, I know him, who slumbered in its black seat amongst the skylights and who dreamed all of being into the existence. The first that divine Azathoth dreamed up were the dancers, who we call the gods, who were many and unknowable, and who capered about their sire until they grew bored and wandered away. One of these gods was sage Yog-Sothoth. Hey, I know him. The harmonic spheres, and it knew many secrets, most especially that should divine Azathoth ever awaken and cease to dream, that all that existed would in turn cease to exist. So sage Yog-Sothoth returned many of the wandering gods and fashioned for them pipers, who were as mutable as it was, and bid the pipers play and the gods dance, and thus divine Azathoth was kept soothed and asleep. Toot toot. And from the many gods were made many peoples, who lived amongst the skylights and worshipped the gods, and all was good and right for a time. Flip this card and add it to the victory display. Okay, seems sick. We have an action left. We're going to light ourselves on fire. Oh, it freaking hurts! Oh, it hurts. It stings. It stings. Rival, enemy. Dude, this guy hates enemies, is what I'm learning. Luckily, we can use this to our advantage. So from what I'm gathering right now, the feeling is that we're exploring these caves and there's just a bunch of fights going on around us. And we want to avoid those fights whenever we can. Now over here, Joe is going to play the machete because we do need to be able to fight. And then we're going to burn this for Ashcan Pete. So kind of like a non-turn, but that's okay. Alright, this guy moves up here. So massive enemies, by the rules of Rival, they deal player damage, I believe. They're a bit different. Let me go back and see. No, an enemy with is a boss enemy. Multiply that damage by the number of players in the game. Okay. Alright, so this guy's gonna be a problem. This guy is gunts to be a problem here. Alright, let's see how this fight's going. They hit this guy for 2. He has 5 health. He hits this guy for 1. This guy has now an extra health, so he's dead next turn. These guys are I'm gonna have them resolve. They can attack him because they are their. Alright, so, but because these guys are adversaries, they can all attack this guy, right? Because he's an enemy. His is enemy, so then that means that all... Yeah, Alright, so we're going to deal 2 damage to this guy. And then 1 more. And then these guys are dead. Uh-oh, he's huge! He's huge and he's coming right for us. He hits for just 1 and 1 though, so like if he gets to us, it's really not too big of a problem. The problem will be when this deck has to reshuffle. Which is in a good chunk of time, but still it's close. Upkeep over here is an ice pick, always great. And survival knife 2 is also always great. We're going to put a Doom on the agenda. And then we're going to play a first watch here. Tongue. Tongue. Tongue and brain. Oh my god. This is rough. So we're going to give Joe brain, and then you get tongue. Alright, so over here, we have a foot 3, so we're testing 3 to 3. We have no abominations in connecting locations, so it's just 3 to 3. We're going to go 3 to 3. We'll use Jacob Morrison to pass that test. Sorry, you should be over here. Alright, and now over here, we're going to go 2 to 3. We can commit this to go 6 to 3. We really want to pass this, so we need to beat the -4. So we're going to go 7 to 3. We really need to pass this. Sweet. So then we get to put this in the victory display with Eye of Truth, which I actually think is going to be incredibly relevant here. Okay, right now the name of the game is Speed, so we should do that. We're going to discard this Perception to ready Jacob. I'm going to light Duke the dog on fire. Don't sue me. To remove the other obstacle from this location. I didn't even put the tokens on here. And then we'll reveal each connecting location. Yuck. I mean, we can get there with Jacob, right? Jacob is very powerful. We do have 4 brain. It actually is probably fine, TBH. It's just a bit spooky, like when you just see it off the get-go. All right, we're going to use Duke to get into this location. And then we're going to investigate using these 2 ice picks and this deduction. So that puts us up to 7 to 3, which happens to be by the biggest modifier in our token pool, I think. Cool. We'll grab 2 clues, and we're going to use those clues to read more tasty, delicious lore. Who loves lore? I love lore. Okay, what are we doing? We're reading lore. One of the many peoples who lived with the gods amongst the skylights were the stagnant ones, who lived in unchanging bodies of rigid matter, and who each looked the same as the next. They cursed divine Azathoth and sage Yog-Sothoth for their miserable forms, and rejected their worship and refused to live with them amongst the skylights, and so became apostate and thus fell into the sea. Dang, we've all been there. The stagnant ones were lazy and could not easily lift stone or burrow into it and could not change their bodies to do so. But the stagnant ones were also clever, and they built a great machine to lure the pipers down from the black seat and trap them. Many pipers were trapped, and they were named Ubo Sathla, classic guy, and Abhoth, hey, I know him, and Ganatanatoa, I know him, and Reverend Nyathka, no, don't maybe know him, and Tisathaga, Travis knows how to pronounce that one correctly. Sathagwa, there we go, that's probably it. And Siegha, man, they just threw letters into a thing and then like just drew some, huh? Add this card to the victory display. I love lore. Victory 0. What the frick? Okay. Last action, let's test this. 4 to 3. Watch this. Boom, -1. Easiest day of my life. Easiest day of my life. Okay, Joe! Good morning, I am Droopy. How's it going? Joe, you're going to move in here. You're going to play Kate Winthrop as some soak. We will eventually replace you with Michael Lee, but we do get one of these, which is hopefully the healing one. Oh, that's really good. That's really nice, actually. Working on the card game I'm publishing later this year. That's sick. That's sick. So that was 2 actions. I'm going to drop the survival knife. I think we just need to have some preparation. I've always thought that their names aren't supposed to be pronounceable by humans, which is my excuse for not pronouncing them right. You know, Monocle Man, that's the way to do it. We have Gary, Jeff. Many pipers were trapped, and they were named Jeff, and Gary, and Frank, and May, and Reverend Maggie, and Bill, and John. Anyways, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We can actually have this guy kite around over here to get to this enemy, which is really nice for us. All right, the battle continues. We want this guy to attack first, which then gives him 3 horror, so he now has 7 health. He takes 2 more. He's going to kill him next turn, but luckily we have a bunch of damage on him. Great old one, Larry, just doesn't have the same ring to it. It doesn't, but in my mind, if a guy came up and he was like, I am the horrifying Larry, I'd be like, dude, you are. That'll be great when we can get to it. Tremble mortals, for you have awoken the great and powerful Bob. Bob Jenkins stands with his vacuum cleaner. You suck! Alright, that's not really a problem. This is like probably the softest enemy in the cup. For the Hunter dudes, they hunt to enemies, they're rivals too, but they still hunt to investigators, right? Yes. If they are equidistant, I get to choose. A rival with Hunter treats its adversaries as investigators when choosing which location to move to, and the lead investigator chooses between ties, as always. So I think Joe's going to grab this guy, and then he's going to do the chop. We have 6 to 4, which isn't great. No retaliate, though. Sure, we miss. We'll go here. Yeah, it just depends on the draws and the setup, I guess. Yeah, and then also like trying to just try to moving and like positioning seems to be super crucial for this one. We have 7. I'm going to go 8 because we need to deal some damage to this guy. Cool. 2 damage. We really got to kill this dude. When you draw preposterous sketches with the Elder Things. No doubt, eh? Wait a minute. That's that guy! That's him! Alright, well, we're going to try this. Actually, we're going to start with a Duke test. We're going to ice pick this. So we have 6 to 4. I'll use Jacob to kill him. This way, then, we don't have any risk of losing this. We take a horror. So we can solve that problem next turn. Okay. Well, we're going to get a Glimmer of Hope to stand Jacob up. And then we're going to do 4 to 3. -4? Sure. We'll go again, 4 to 3. Sure. Yeah. It's yours. All right, we want this guy to move here. We really got to get moving on this. This guy's coming. This guy's coming, and he don't stop coming. That's a huge draw. Sorry, what happens over here? We go to 4, and then this guy goes to 8 health, but now he's dead. Sag. Moment of silence for Rickety Jim right there. All right, we're at 4 of 10. I am not looking forward to this deck reshuffling. That's going to be bad news bears. Surge. If the closest elite Stygian enemy and play as Hunter, move it to your location. Otherwise, move one location towards it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. As Hunter? Move it to your location. That's really bad. What is this card? This has Surge? That enemy cannot make attacks of opportunity this round. Okay, so we just got to get out. All right, so that attacks of opportunity does make this a little bit more reasonable. Okay. No. This is fine. This is going to Surge. That's less scary than it seemed. Sure. Test foot 3. There's an abomination at location, so this becomes foot 4. So we're testing 3 to 4. Not great, but I'd rather not. There's an unengaged hunter enemy in play, this MFer. You must choose. Okay. So we can do this 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right, so now we're in a bit of a pickle. So I think what we do is we just do this, because that puts us down to 1, and this puts us back up to 3. So then we just take 1 damage, which is very doable. All right, and then over here, stupid. Okay. Well, we're going to spend 2 actions to move out of this location with Duke. We're going to come in here. We're going to investigate. We have 6 to 3. We can go 7 to 3 with this deduction. That's poopy! When you discover clues from this location, instead discover those clues. Discard that many obstacles from this location. Okay. Okay, last action. We'll investigate. I mean, we're going to get Jacob to stand up. This is a bit of a tricky situation we got going on here. And I am filled with nothing but regret. That autofail really sucked. Dude, and this guy just kills these things. We can use this to our advantage. We actually don't want to leave this location this turn. All right, we're going to investigate at 2 to 3 and hope we draw 0. If we draw 0, that would actually be really nice. Whoa. We pass? Sure. Okay. I mean, I'll take it. I was just a shot in the dark, right? All right, well, we're going to move into here. Then we're going to investigate. We have 5 to 3. We'll go 7 to 3. We had to spend 2 actions to move out, so that's why we can't do this. Ooh, we're going to get a shuffle soon. That is bad news bears. -4. So we had 5, 6, 7. -4 equals 3, which is enough to grab this clue. We're going to read more lore, but first I'm going to draw a card. Hey! We all love deduction. Yes, we do. It's true. All right, next one over here. From the stolen flesh of Reverend Maggie, the stagnant ones fashioned many beings. These ones were stronger and swifter and most importantly mutable as the stagnant ones could never be, and they were called the fluid ones. The fluid ones were conglomerations of spheres in the manner of their sire and grandsire, but their mutability gave them the power to copy anything that they touched. They joyed in this at first and copied all the many and various forms of life that were to be found in the sea. The fluid ones feared not age at all and would live forever if left unharmed. But the stagnant ones were jealous and hated the fluid ones for their immortality and for not being trapped in their bodies as the stagnant ones were. Whenever the fluid ones joyed in their many forms, the stagnant ones punished them by unmaking them. The fluid ones did not wish that to be unmade, for when this happened, their lives and memories and everything they were was lost forever. So the fluid ones feared the stagnant ones and did their bidding, and were their slaves and toiled to make their great cities. Do-do-do-do. All right, we take a horror. Owie. Okay. So, we have this guy move in here. We can have this guy move in here because adversary do be enemies, though. And then this guy attacks for 2. And this guy attacks for 1. And then this guy just fucking roasts these men. They are roasted. Can we go to upkeep? 5 of 10. Evil card here. All right, we get this. So we have 8 to 3. Oh no, all the sacrifices are gone. Yes! They are. Yes! They do be gone. Oh, let's go. That was lucky. Alright, we got 6 to 3. -1. Man, that Eye of Truth is literally the truth. Okay, we got over here. We shuffle it into our deck, right? Yep. So, okay. We do not want to move this turn. We are making pretty okay time. We are making pretty okay time, but this turn we do not want to move. Moving is bad. Moving is bad this turn. So we're going to Strange Solution 4. We're going to gain 2 resources and draw a card. Awesome. We are... Sorry, no. We got to do this in the other order. We're going to start here. We are going to get rid of this for Joe. Then we draw a card. Easy Ashcan P turn. Now we do that thing. So we gain 2 resources and we draw a card. Look at that. We stand together. We play Michael Lee killing Kate Winthrop. Thank you, Kate. I mean, you're not actually dead. And attach it to this asset. I was going to be like, it stays in play? No, it's attached to that. That's balanced. Okay. This guy, we're going to move him here. Then we go upkeep. We're going to draw an enemy here, and it's going to be really bad. That's a huge draw. 6 of 10. Evil card. Hey, I don't like you. I hate this game. Frick, man. Why does it spawn with you? Scene of the crime. Oh, she doesn't have an ally slot? Oh, I thought they did. They don't. So sick. Give me my thing back. Thanks, damn next. Good call. This is the Shuggoth, so we can just evade it with this guy. And I think we will actually want to do that first. And it's a lightning bolt, so we can do it like before Joe goes. Now, Joe, you're going to attempt to leave this location. We have 6 to 3. I would hate to fail this, so we're actually going to use this other survival knife to go 8 to 3. That was the right choice. We're then going to investigate this location. And we have 7 to 4. We're going to go 8 to 4. Sweet. We'll grab 2 clues, and then we're going to read lore. Actually, you know what? We're going to do objective first. We're going to remove all the obstacles, because then we can build a plan. And we can just try to investigate for clues again next turn. Okay. When an investigation phase ends, each enemy investigated this location takes 1 fire damage for each tablet token in the bag. Can we talk about this? 4 fire damage. This is ridiculous. That's wild. Like, you don't need to stay there, but that's just crazy. When you leave this location, if you control a Miskatonic or dog card, test brain 3 book. What? Test brain book. Ah, you're testing your brain against your book. If you fail, must either cancel the move or discard a Miskatonic or dog card you control. Your investigator is a card you control. But you can't... That's funny, first off. Number one, Barkham Horror. That's great. Number two, I don't think it makes it seem like you can discard your investigator card with this wording, even though the reminder text is there for the first half of the card. It's just really funny to me. So like your investigator is a card you control. It should probably be before. For the Miskatonic or Dog card, it should say your investigator is a card you control there, just to make this... is that so you can discard Duke? Yeah, I'm going to kill Duke. No, Duke's not a dog. He's a creature. What the frick? And this one. Discard a card from your hand. Discard one obstacle. Okay. So what we're probably going to do is... I mean, we're staying here this turn. Like, Joe's staying here this turn. And Joe has one action left, and we're going to actually just try to grab some lore. So we have 8 to 4. Give me those clues! I want the lore! Tell me more about the spherical ones, and the downtrodden ones, and the poopy ones. Tell me about them all. I do not like this card. It is mean. The fluid ones labored for long aeons, for the undeserving stagnant ones, until they one day learned to copy the form of thinking. Through thinking, the fluid ones learned many new things, but most importantly, they learned to hide their thinking from the stagnant ones, lest they be unmade for it. The fluid ones learned to share with each other, so that if no one could think, then all could think. And in this way, all the fluid ones learned to think and to hide it. As the fluid ones grew clever, they also grew lazy and no longer wished to work, but any who refused was unmade. And so they labored on, now understanding their own suffering and being forced to endure it. Finally, one of the fluid ones thought of freedom, and the other fluid ones copied that thought, and together they fell upon the stagnant ones, thinking to devour them. But the stagnant ones had lost none of their own cleverness and turned great weapons on the fluid ones, and unmade almost all of them and broke the wills of those who remained, and once again the fluid ones were slaves and feared and served the stagnant ones. Thank you, Monocle Man. I appreciate that. That is true. This man did find some evidence. Alright, well, we're going to fight him with Duke. So we have 6 to 3. We're going to go 7 to 3. Sweet. 2 damage? No. Pretty sure that works, because that is an effect on an encounter card. Bring back that Unrelenting, please. Alright, and then we're going to attempt to leave this location, and we're testing 2 to 3. We can do this to go 5 to 3. Sweet. I think we're going to spend a resource to return 2 Glimmer of Hopes to our hand. Not that deduction, though. That would kind of be sick, though. Okay. You're dead. Sucks to suck, Mr. Shugget. You shouldn't have sat and talked with me. Okay. Then we go upkeep. Upkeep. Okay. 7 of 10. No enemy? Oh, that's fine. A Star Chamber Hypotherminator, you say? An unsolved case, you say? 2 less experience, you say? Alright, we're going to fight this guy. We have 4, 5, 6, 7. 4, 5, 6. Sorry. 4, 5, 6, 7 to 4. We're going to use Michael Lee's thing. And we're going to spend this. Now we're 8 to 4. Sweet. Extra from this, extra from that. He's dead. We're then going to move 1, 2 into this location. Okay. Okay. We're going to move in here. I'm going to investigate just normally. No, sorry. We're going to do this the right way. We're going to duke into here. We're going to duke into here, and we're going to use this ice pick. So we were at 5 to 2. Are you allowed to enter this one? I don't think it's been revealed. After this location, reveal each connecting location. That's what this one done. I just skipped that process because I already moved Joe in there as well. Zabber Rapful, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome. The goddamn table, it's a pleasure to have you. Got it, my bad. No worries. I skipped through a step. I should have said I was revealing it. All right, we're investigating at 5 to 2. We'll discard this to just get an additional clue, which means more tasty, delicious lore. In time, other peoples came down from the skylights to live on the world, but they were mutable, and so the stagnant ones hated them and made war on them. These other peoples, those of Yith and Zoth and Yuggith, still worship the gods and were faithful to them. The stagnant ones attempted many times to force the invaders back to the skylights, even calling down more pipers to fight for them. But the piety and the industry of the newcomers was too much for them. Despite all their blasphemous cleverness, the stagnant ones were at last defeated. They hid deep down in the dark seas, becoming lazier and more foolish until the fluid ones rose up once again. The stagnant ones were devoured, their monuments torn down, and their city defiled. Then the fluid ones lived on forever in the deep dark, joined in all forms of the sea, and none were unmade again. Man, there's 3 acts? What the frick do we have to do here still? I feel like this scenario's done. Okay. We're going to move into this location. And then we're going to investigate for our last action. We're going to investigate at 2 to 1. -4. Okay. So that means we're now at -3. If we do Jacob, that puts us to -1, which gets us into this look what I found. So we're going to discover 2 total clues from a connecting location. We're going to grab them off of this location. We're going to spend those clues because we get the reaction window after the last clue from a location. We're going to spend player clues to draw the top palimpsest and flip it. Upgraded look, yeah, but I failed by, did I only fail by 3? Because I went from 2. Oh no, I don't even need to use Jacob there, you're right. My math was wrong. Thank you, Dice Gods. Okay, last one here. Atu seems hesitant to translate this carving. This one is about me. You ask him why he would be the subject of a mural and why he hesitates. My people cannot reproduce. None have been born. Since our victory in the war 1,000,000 nights ago, none except me. You wonder aloud what allowed this to occur. In response, Atu points to a particular part of the mural. I was born of a union of a ritual. My mortal sire was a fluid one and did not survive the union. Already suspecting the truth, you ask for the identity of the other sire. I have already told you my name, Ibn Sothoth, son of Sothoth. I am the progeny of sage Yog Sothoth. Dire gasps. My God! Sorry, this isn't our threat area. Does it only care about the final? Oh, it does only care about the final. Good call, Monocle Man. Also true. Yeah, no, thank you. All right, let's see what else we have to do. When the round ends, if all remaining investigators of the Protean Court advance. So we're in a little bit, sorry, this guy moves here and just eats this thing. We're in a bit of a pickle. where we have a lot of enemies that can spawn here and we're stuck at this location. So hopefully there's something we can do about that. Otherwise, like, all of this was for naught. Soon we reach the Protean court. My lord Abin Azathoth rules there. I will treat for you safe passage to his throne, and with his blessing you will be safe from the Siths and from the others of my kind. Judgment of the Dark Tower. Are we going to meet? Are we going to go talk to Azathoth? Read Interlude 6A, the Protean Court, then advance to Act 2A, the Tunnels. Alright, let's do some reading. Shall we, chat? Well, this is not where we're supposed to be. Atu leads you to what you believe to be the northwest, assuring you that you will come to no harm amongst his people. After a series of tunnels, which Dyer notes with some discomfort are swept clean, you are finally upon the Protean court. A vast cave with mouths at many levels looking something like theater galleries. In many you see writhing movement, but in the center, a vicissitudious abomination larger than any you have seen before, even the colossal specimen that boarded the ship. This must be Abd Azathoth, the regent of these amorphous creatures. Dyer's arms are shaking, but he says nothing. Before your arrival can be noted a disturbance from among one of the gallery caves draws your attention and that of the courtiers. From it emerges the black oozing shape, too large now to suspend itself on legs, but terribly mobile nonetheless. Abd Azathoth roars and howls and hoots as the Stygian assassin plunges toward it, and the two seem to merge, the smaller Stygian thing being completely swallowed. For a moment you wonder if the pursuit is finally over, but then the king's skin begins to swell and discolor until the whole being has been absorbed and replaced with utter darkness. Once again, you run. I lack the subtlety to display it in your terms, says Atu as you leave, but I assure you that I am quite distraught over this loss. We must reach the sunless sea further to the northwest. From there we can climb the cliffs to the city of the stagnant ones. After you remove the last... Is there a setup I'm missing? Oh, no, we still have to do this. Okay, no, there's setup. There's setup we have to do. Okay. If the agenda is still Act 1, subtract the total doom in play from the current doom threshold. What? Subtract the total doom in play from the current doom threshold. 3. For each point remaining, each investigator may heal 1 damage or 1 horror. Oh, that seems nice. Okay. We're going to heal 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Flip the crash site. We have to do this again. Is this part this? No, this isn't even part 2. I feel like we're just doing the same thing again. Move each surviving investigator to the fallen court. Remove all, flip the crash site, remove the Stygian Ignivore from play. That's this idiot. Removing any tokens and attachments. Flip it! After the hunter enemies move step, each unengaged enemy that hasn't moved this turn moves 1 location towards this enemy. Are we just doing this again? Remove the encounter deck and discard pile from the game. Remove all the locations of the game. Any cards of those locations are discarded. Okay, you're discarded by... You're discarded by... Remove these puppies from the game. Remove the encounter deck and discard pile from the game. Sure, say no more. Say no more. Shuffle the set aside unexplored locations 2 deck. We're just doing it again, huh? Okay. Looks like it's... Oh no, there's still 13 cards. Holy crap. Place the set aside Sunless Shore in the upper left play area. Not Poggy? Shuffle the set aside to counter deck 2. This is now the encounter deck. Wheel 1 to each location. If the card is an enemy or treachery, it attaches. Otherwise, yada yada. Basically, just do it again. Attach. Stays. Do you have to remove the card in your threat area? Oh, great question. Yep, back to cards in all play areas. Thank you. We're batting pretty strong right now on hits here. Oh my god. Excuse me? Swarming 1. Okay, skip the Mythos phase next turn. Okay, so no Mythos phase, so we're going right to our turn. Alright, we reveal each connecting location. So we have, place 1 Doom on this location, reveal each connecting location. I lack the subtlety displayed in your terms, says Atu as you leave, but I assure you that I'm quite distraught over this loss. We must reach the Sunless Sea further to the northwest. From there we can climb the cliffs to the stagnant ones. I don't see how there can be another act deck. This is going to be a long scenario. Okay, and then over this one. Have done this location. Have done this location. Lose your remaining actions and end your turn. No thank you. I guess we're putting Doom down. Okay. So, this guy has the text, after the Hunter enemy's move step, each unengaged enemy that hasn't moved this turn moves 1 location towards this enemy. We know this guy. This guy's pretty easy. When the enemy phase begins, exhaust all Shuggoth enemies at this location. Or it's in Part B. This is being a Part A, Part B thing, I think. No, we still have a Part B. Find the 4 tunnels, 4 lower city, and 5 runes locations, and shuffle them together to form the location deck. Arrange the 4 nameless darkness cards into an ordered deck. We still have Part B. You can see it right here. That would make sense as a Part B, isn't it? We're just doing... This sounds like the same thing. This is wild to me. Alright, what do the Penguins do? When the enemy phase ends, if this enemy is ready, each investigator its location draws an encounter card. When this enemy is defeated, the nearest investigator draws an encounter card. That seems to suck with what we got here. Okay. But it is now our turn because we skipped the Mythos phase this turn. So let's see what we got cooking in this kitchen. On the plus side, we don't care about clues. Yeah, there's no more lore cards, so we don't care about this anymore. So we just go. Okay. Joe, move in here. Joe, why don't you chop up... Ooh, this is not great, actually. I think we want Ashcan to go first. Duke, you should be standing up, brother. Oh, I didn't do my upkeep, did I? No, we should have one resource on Joe. No, this is fine. Joe can still go first. We have a vicious blow. Excuse me. All right, so we're going to attack with the machete. We are going to use Michael Lee here. So we're attacking for 1, 2. We'll use a vicious blow on here. So we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to 2. All right, they're dead. And then I think for our last action, I mean, we effectively got a turn, right? So we might as well place a Doom on this location to flip this one and this one. All right, clue 1. All right, trapped corridor. So they're like the same. Okay. So we're going to go 1. We're going to Duke into this location, and we're just going to go 4 to 4. -4. We'll use Jacob and a Look What I Found to discover 2 clues from our location, but instead we're just going to... but instead we're just going to remove that many obstacles. And then reveal this location and that location. When this location is revealed, attach the set-aside Dormant Shoggoth Treachery to this location. I think I'd rather not. Then after you end this location, reveal each connecting location. After you end this location, search the encounter deck and discard pile for an enemy and spawn it at a connecting location. If you searched it, shuffle the encounter deck. Okay, this one's pretty minor. What does this do, though? Oh, he's a sleepy boy. Okay. So it's 1, 2. We're going to stand up Jacob. And then honestly, for my last action, even though it's pretty low impact, I'm just going to draw that back into my hand. All right, enemy phase. 1, 2. So this guy can move towards this Shoggoth. This guy moves here. This guy, we actually want him to move up there. And then, each unengaged enemy that hasn't moved this turn moves 1 location towards this enemy. 1, the penguins. The penguins hear the call. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're actually probably going to go to the north. So we actually want to move this penguin down there. Okay. Upkeep. Lucky is always good, and that's lucky 3, even better. All right, we are at 9 of 10. My evil card is Brain 3, don't mind if I do. Oh, wait, from all play areas. Do I lose that then? Remove all counterback cards in all play areas. So does that mean I lose my 1 in the victory display with my Eye of Truth? Is that how that's going to work, chat? Because if that's how that's going to work, I ain't pretty mad. Let's look at see what a play area is. Victory display is not a play area. Dice Gods, save my life. Victory display. Out of play game area. Yeah, and it says actually right here, out of play game area shared by all players. Let's look at in play too. Out of play, hand, deck, discard pile, victory display. Thanks, Dice Gods. I'll fix the wording so it definitely would stay in the victory display. Yeah, no, but I think actually by your wording it still even makes sense. I think clarification could help, but I do think by your wording it even makes sense by the rules because Dice Gods here and then also this one. Also my quicker lookup of the rules. Okay, let's go. We got 8 to 3. Nice. Over here. 2 to 3. I'm not scared about this because we literally just got a bunch of soak. The only downside is this could potentially kill Kate, which has 1 horror marked on her, by the way. We got 2 to 3. No abomination enemies in connecting locations? Yes, there is. 2 to 4. It's broken slightly because there are 3 copies in the deck and 1 in the victory display, but it doesn't really matter. The setup works differently for the paper version. Should there be 1 less? Like, are they the same kind of encounter deck? Like, you build it from the same cards? Because if that's the case, I'll remove 1 of them from the deck because that would, that should fit, right? That would match it. Because if that's the way it should be, yeah, exactly. Okay, so did I draw too many? Should this one not be here? Am I just crazy? So there should be 3 copies in the deck and 1 in the victory display. Did I just miss it? I think this one shouldn't be here. Three to 4, yeah, this one shouldn't be here. All right, we have to draw a new card. Yeah, because this is 3 to 4 of 4. So there are 2 of each. 1 should be here. Ashcan drew his. Joe should get a new card. It's this thing. This is the clue one? Cool. Okay. Let's see what we got. All right, we're gonna chop this guy. We have 4, 5, 6, 7 to 3. Ouch! One, 2. Spawn it at a connecting location. Hey, you dumb lamprey, why don't you go there? After in this location, search the encounter deck and discard a pile for an enemy and spawn it at a connecting location. Do we want to like actually search the encounter deck? Do we want to grab something out of here? I have to head out. Good luck on your game. Thank you, I am Drupe. Yeah. I think we want this German guy out of here. Over the lamprey. Players -1 is 1. No, my first watch. So we went a hit, 1, 2, reveal connecting locations. Okay, that's tough, but like I think Ashcan can do that. We also could potentially wait a turn depending on what this one is. Oh, this one just takes time. Honeycomb tunnels. Okay. What is easier? Probably just the foot tests, right? We have Lucky's, we have Jacob Morrison, we have an Unrelenting. We haven't seen our weaknesses yet, so like that's a little bit of an issue. But I think 2, 3, 3 tests are easier with our kit than anything else. So we're going to go 1, 2, and we're going to test this. So there should be 2 obstacles here. And we're going to test 3 to 3. Jacob. Stand up, Jacob. Move, move, test. Okay. Enemy phase. Oh, these guys should be fighting. Sorry, this guy should have damage on him marked. 2. This guy takes 2. Okay. When the enemy phase begins, we exhaust all Shoggoth enemies at this enemy's locations. And then they're going to bully this guy. They actually kill him. Not yet, though. They have to move. Everything else has to move. Nothing else has Hunter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, perfect. The Stygian Ignivore moves up here. Nothing else has Hunter, so damage is dealt. And this guy is at the after the Hunter enemy's move phase. Oh, God, no. This guy... They're engaged. No, they have aloof. They're not considered to be engaged. Rival is aloof. So this guy moves in here, this guy moves in here. The Germans move in here, the Pengwang moves in here. This guy goes there. This guy can move here because it's still equidistant if we go up or down. Then this guy like eats everything. 5 horror. Congrats, buddy. The Pengwang, the nearest investigator draws an encounter card. So we're going to do us. And then this guy moves to our location. That seems bad. He doesn't have Hunter? Oh, this one doesn't have Hunter? Oh, so this guy actually shouldn't have even moved. Okay, I played this whole thing wrong. Let's back up. Let's back up. Thank you, Jax Traxxas. Jax Traxy, sorry. Okay. After Hunter enemies move. So this guy's just basically like big and burly out there. So these guys still move here. And the Penguin doesn't have the horror. The German guy can move down here. The Penguin can still move there. I think this is all good. Okay. And you haven't killed these people yet. You haven't had their tasty goodness. Alright, but we can draw that next turn. Each unengaged enemy that hasn't moved this turn moves one location towards this enemy. I'm going to assume he can't move towards himself, but each other unengaged enemy would probably make it a bit more clear to not have that situation pop up. This guy takes 4. This guy is dead. Yeah, he can't move towards himself. Wouldn't that be something, though? Okay. Upkeep. Okay. This advances. Let's see what we got. I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be here right now. I think I missed something. I mean, that's me. That's a rule error on my part. Advance immediately to Agenda 2A. Yeah, okay. So we placed 2 Doom on this. We had 7, 8, 9. We're at 3 of 7. Okay. I was like, something's not right here. Yeah, okay. If I read that, that would have been, oh, yeah, no, that would have solved that. That's a user error on my part. That's me. That's me mucking that up. Okay. That also explains now why that one card had Surge. Like, it was still pretty, actually, let's see if I draw it here. It's actually still pretty, I think, fair. It's a lot less scary than it was on my initial read of it. But it definitely now makes sense why in Act 2, Agenda 2. Yeah, this card. Because it doesn't really do anything. It does move Joe towards it. Zoop. But yeah, that makes sense why that has Surge now. All right, let's attack this guy. We have 7 to 2. I'd like to replace this, so we'll go 9 to 2. Sweet. He'll take a damage. We'll go again. Oh, I have to replace it. The thing I said I was going to do. Let's go again. Sweet. This guy do be dead. Then we'll go again at 4, 5, 6, 7 to 2. There's an unengaged hunter enemy in play. This guy. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We actually can just have him move here. Sorry, you should have also moved, you dumb thing. Alright, this guy's dead. So Joe kind of had a non-turn as well. We could probably kill this other German. But that's probably more of a Joe thing than that is an Ashcan Pete thing. Alright, we're going to do this foot 3, so we're testing 3 to 3. -3 Kunkos, how's it going? We're going to be lucky. Sweet. Flip, flip. When you enter this location, test brain 3 for each one you fail by take 1 horror. And when you leave this location, test brain book. Sure, that's also fine. 1. We'll move here. You come at last to a cave so huge you cannot hope to spy the far walls or ceiling in the looming blackness. From it emerges a cacophonic sound so raucous and so bizarre that it takes you a moment to place. Penguins! Those thousands upon thousands of the huge albino penguins that occasionally wander the tunnels live here. Then you see the shore, water black in the darkness, lapping against a rocky beach that has never seen the sun. So that was 2. Oh, Joe's going to draw a bunch of encounter cards here. That is a tad unfortunate, but it's like fine, I think. I guess I'll just move in here. If you control a Miskatonic or Dog card. We do not have a Miskatonic or a Dog card. Alright. Enemy phase. 1, 2. And then Hunter. This guy can move here, this guy can move here, and they will battle until the ends of time. This guy has Hunter. So he's actually going to move to Joe. I moved that guy to the wrong place. I mean, we were pulled back by a card. Okay. After Hunter enemy's move step. This guy moves here. This guy moves here. Alright. This guy, we do some attacking. CSBSLI, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the goddamn table. It's a pleasure to have you. We're going to lose our scientific theory and our Kate Winthrop. Well, then this guy attacks and kills this penguin. So we draw an encounter card because it's the nearest player. Test foot 3. We're testing 2 to 3. Not great. This phase, we can do this. So we can go 5 to 3. I can move Survival Knife. Oh, I'm not even at oh yeah, for this guy I should do Survival Knife. Good call. I forgot I had this card. All right, yeah, let's do this first. I'll have that token. We'll just draw that out. All right, cool. So we take 1 less. We're going to keep Kate in play. I appreciate that, damn next. We can lose the theory, though. Because we can just play this new one. Alright, so then this one is... This guy's dead. So that was -2, and we have to move one of these guys with the Hunter keyword. We can move him here. Because they'll still fight until the ends of the earth. Okay. We still pass this, though, right? You're not an abomination. Oh yeah, I love level 2 Survival Knife. That's why we took 1 less damage. Okay. Yeah, so we had 5 to 3. We're golden. We got the -2. Okay. So now, at the end of the enemy phase, we draw an encounter card. And that's not good! That's bad! Okay, upkeep. That's a great card. Hey Joe, how do you feel about getting 2 experience this turn? This round? We're testing 2 to 4. Wow. I think Joe's gotta go. Joe's gotta go. Shut it up, bump. Joe's gotta go. Dun dun dun. Joe's gotta go. Yeah, I think Joe's just gotta go. I think we just gotta accept that Joe's gonna die. We're gonna deal 4 damage to Joe. Joe's gotta go. The perfect card. Just what we've needed. Just what we've needed. Joe has gotta go. Oh, sorry. This actually, we took 4 here. We actually have to take 1 here. Oh, no, we don't have the thing. We don't have our scientific theory in play. So this is fine. So we have 3 hit points remaining. We can do 4 if we do this. This guy's huge, though. However, this guy will not attack us this turn. This guy is not going to attack us this turn. The only thing, actually none of these are going to attack us this turn. So Joe might not have to go, is what I'm saying. Joe might be okay. Oh, it's each unengaged enemy. Joe's gotta go. Joe's dead. Joe is dying. Joe is dead this turn. Okay, Joe, it's been nice knowing you. It's been nice knowing you. Joe, you gotta go. All right, Joe, why don't you draw a card? Nah, he's gonna die in the enemy phase. Joe's just gonna pass his turn. We're going to get rid of this, and I'm going to play this fire extinguisher. Peng Wang. This guy. This guy can move here. Okay. Joe dies. We're going to take it as mental trauma. Sorry, physical trauma, because that's what kills him. Joe's gotta go. So we earn 2 less experience this turn. And you're aloof. You're not with me. You're up here. Joe's gotta go. Joe is frickin' dead. Okay, end of the round. This guy he gets swallowed up. Isn't it 4 less? Did I say 2? I did mean 4. He has 2 cards that are going to do this. The very hungry Shoggoth. Tentacles burst from the lightless water's edge, flailing towards any movement. He's hungry, shouts Atu, and he won't be reasoned with. After remove the last clue from a location, investigators spend player clues as a group to draw the top one of those cards. When the round ends, if all remaining investigators are at the sunless shore and the hungry Shuggoth is in the victory display, we advance. Spending a resource, parlay, test book 3. If you succeed, spawn 1 penguin on this enemy and evade it. Then if there are player penguins on this enemy, add it to the victory display. Okay, this should be pretty doable. When you would evade this enemy, instead of exhausting it, choose an investigator at a location. This enemy cannot attack this round. Hungry Shuggoth. He wants to eat the penguins. I love it. I love it. All right, let's go to upkeep. Hey, just on time. All right, we have 4 of 10. Okay. Hello, would you like to eat a penguin? When you invade this enemy, instead of exhausting it, choose an investigator location. This is enemy cannot attack that shows an investigator. I love this throwing penguins at it. That is so funny. Okay. I also know it's pronounced penguin, everybody. But to me, it's always a penguin. All right. All right, we're testing 2 to 3. We will use this precious memento to make it 4 to 3. Eat the penguin. If you succeed, spawn 1 penguin on this enemy and evade it. Then if there are player penguins on this enemy, it's a penguin? Yeah. It's a pingalingaling. All right, let's do that again. So this guy, he does not attack me this round because he's happy. He's like, this guy gave me a penguin. That's great of him. I love how his use is 0 penguins on it. I agree, Monocle Man. I agree. All right, let's go again. We're going to commit this to deny existence. 3 to 3. We don't want to see a -4 here. We're actually going to go... Oh... 4, 3 to 3, 4 to 3. We beat the -3 there, which is the skull. I think we have to do this. -3, 4 -3 is 1. We can use Jacob Morrison to turn that into a 3, which is enough to give a penguin, which adds this guy to the victory display, which will be good when the round ends. Okay. This guy moves here. This guy exhausts him. And then he kills him. He just frickin' murders him, man. These Shuggoth know... these Elder things, they know how to fight. They have come here and they know what they're doing. Alright. This guy... Ooh, if we get the thing that moves us out of that location, that's going to be a little awkward. We draw a card. That's really unfortunate. Okay, upkeep. No, not so fast. 6 of 10. All right, we're going to move in here. And then we're going to get rid of that. Okay. No more encounter cards. Just a little bit unfortunate, a whole extra turn. These two fight. Yeah, we're still fine. This guy feels like he has to go fight him. And then we can advance. The creature slips back beneath the lightless waters. You hurry past before you attract the attention of anything else. Cool. Resolution 1. Atu leads you across the beach. In the distance you hear what can only be more of the plastic monstrosities hunting out in the teeming sea. After some distance you come to a cliff face which Atu begins to climb with unnatural vigor, clinging to it like a great man-shaped spider and urging you to follow. The more practical of your group unpack climbing gear, and with everyone securely tied together, you begin to slowly and carefully ascend with the use of pittons. It takes what must be over an hour of exhausting and painstaking clambering, the sound of penguins in the air all the time. Walk, 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 walk. If you're not halted by creatures, natural or unnatural, and you feel the pressing weight of the Stygian abomination far below fade from your mind, at last you reach the top of the cliff and find Atu there waiting for you, cooking the flesh of several huge penguins into a surprisingly civilized and appetizing feast, given the circumstances. Those poor penguins! Famished, you feast before moving on. Recording the campaign log that the investigators traverse the tunnels beneath the sunless sea. We have Victory X, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So Ashcan gets 7, and Joe gets 3. Well, Joe, that's what you get for dying. Proceed to scenario 6B, the City of the Elder Things, Part B. Overall, I think I liked that scenario. I think there were things that I liked the vibe, as I said earlier on, where you feel like you're trying to maneuver through, and deal with, and get through while there's a big fight happening around you. I think that's really cool. I think this card, Roar, makes more sense when you play the whole thing. The first time through it seems a little bit wild, but it makes more sense. Especially the Surge. The first half, this card can be pretty spooky. The second half, though, it makes total sense for why it has Surge, right? The Surge makes sense there. Yeah, I feel, I don't know what's keeping me from loving the scenario, but I think overall I did enjoy it. I can see why some of the users who have played this one, who are our viewers, who have said their opening flop made it really hard for them, and I can see that being a case. I got pretty lucky, but I also was able to really use the son of Yog-Sothoth to my advantage really well. But yeah, cool. Curious to see how the next one is. We will go to that right away. I'm just going to take a lunch break before I get into it, obviously. Huge thank you to all of our patrons for supporting the channel. It means the world to me. Thank you for being awesome. Thank you for being you. Thank you for supporting the channel. For everyone who is watching, both live and on YouTube, huge thank you to you as well. You are incredible. I love it. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good one. And as always, GG's.